Finally, the untold story revealed. Centurions, issue number 2 here on 80s Comics from July of 1987, the second of 4 issues, the origin of the Centurions. And I gotta tell you, I was a little bit dubious of the Centurions at first. Crappy toys that nobody bought, and by nobody, I mean me. I didn't know anybody. Did you know anyone that had Centurions? No, everyone was too busy playing with Transformers. Who had time for Centurions? But, you know, somehow they ended up getting their own comic book series, and it's growing on me. I kind of like this one. I mean, we got Magnum P.I., we got that guy whose name I already forgot because he's forgettable, and we've got Seeing is Not Believing. Don Heck and Alvey do a really good job. A cruise ship has been sucked. It's just like this random orangutan hanging out with him. A cruise ship has been sucked into this whirlpool. And this Centurion, he's the water Centurion, Magnum P.I. He's the one that's got water specialties, or who's like water, water. He likes the ocean. And he goes down, he goes into the whirlpool here. The artwork's actually really good. And discovers there's a whale. But wait, it's not a real whale. It's a cyborg whale. Holy crow, you don't want a closer look, Max. That's no ordinary whale. It's a cyborg whale. When's the last time that you have read a comic book with a cyborg whale? If you're me, it's 20 minutes ago. But for you, probably, it's been a while. Power Extreme is what they shout when they transform into their super duper Centurion battle armor. So they call upon this guy. He's the land Centurion. You have air, land, and what's the other thing? Water. All right, everyone follow along with me here. Again, really nice artwork there. Jake, that's his name, Jake, the one who's not Magnum P.I. Jake gets teleported into the cyborg whale, which is actually a giant underwater battleship submarine thing controlled by Doc Terror, who's the bad guy. Obviously, his name is Doc Terror. Doc Terror is not a good guy. That's Doc Terror, and that's Hacker. And that's Crystal. Now, Crystal has an important part to play, but I'll tell you that in a moment here. But you need to understand first here is that the Centurions are brave, they're heroic, and they save all of these people on the cruise ships being sucked into the Bermuda Triangle. Because what they're really trying to do is not earn a paycheck. They're not trying to fight for freedom over land and air. They're not even trying to save the earth. What they're trying to do is just get into her pants. Literally, that is their primary objective. Especially the guy with the jaunty scarf. So basically, the entire issue, you kind of feel bad for her because they're all just a bunch of douchebags. Every one of them. They're all complete douchebags. Name the time, honey, and we're on the way. How about dinner and dancing? I'm not a part of the plans, Ace. No, thank you, and keep your hands to yourself. She should kick him in the balls. That really would be funny. Oh, and by the way, do you know that Mike Grell from The Warlord illustrated a Green Arrow story? I didn't know that. I'm going to have to hunt that one down. Green Arrow, The Longbow Hunters, a proper 1980s comic book. Speaking of 80s comics, this is like the epitome of 80s comics right here, Centurions. Because it's not good, but it's good. It's good because it's just so far-fetched and so ridiculous, yet well executed. The artwork is very good. The writing is actually really funny. The characters are complete morons, but maybe that's why I like it. You can only have so many truly heroic 1980s heroes. The rest of them have to be a bunch of rejects. Tom Selleck's stand-in here. Thrown off the set of Magnum P.I. 4 times for throwing up on other actors. Here's where we get the backstory of the Centurions. This is for all of you Seattle natives. People who, what do you call someone that lives in Seattle? A Seattlean, I don't know. I was born in Seattle 3 years after the Great Flood, but many years after grunge. Soundgarden, shout out. So I never knew the city without the plexiglass seawall around it. Wait, don't they already have one of those? I feel like they're going to need one soon. So he found his love of the ocean because he was surrounded by the ocean and a plexiglass seawall, and he's a genius. He looks like Magnum PI. Now, here's this guy. I believe his first name is Jake, right? Was it Jake? You know what? If it's not Jake, it doesn't matter. Mr. Rockwell. He's the military guy. Rides horses, shoots lasers. Basically, he's bored because he can't shoot people anymore. So he joins the Centurions. And the biggest ass of them all. I try to keep these PG now, you know, because children are watching these. Some of you might be in your 30s. Fascinating, Mr. McCloud. Weren't you part of the original planetary exploration team? But whatever. So here's the Statue of Liberty. It's New York. This guy's from New York. These beautiful skyscrapers, and he becomes an astronaut. And look, there he is with his jaunty scarf hitting on Crystal. And there's this freaking weird ad. What is the deal with that thing? That shot is creeping me out. Look at it. Don't you just want to punch that guy in the face? He sucks. And look at that. Here, but this part's great. Because he sucks, it's good. I don't think this would work nearly as well. I wouldn't be nearly so excited if I liked any of these characters at all, but I don't. Seriously, Crystal's the only one with half a brain in this whole operation. So, she books them on a talk show with this reporter. And Ace is, hitting on her, takes her out to dinner. So he invites her up to their space station. And surprise, surprise, she knocks him out because it's Doc Terror's daughter. And immediately you're rooting for her. The other Centurions, lounging in their Centurion bachelor pad, whatever the hell these guys are doing, playing cards. They don't trust her, so they're moderately smarter than Ace. And they teleport their way up to the space station after shouting Power Extreme, because you can't do anything without shouting Power Extreme, by the way. If you're going to go outside, just shout Power Extreme. Why even go? You don't have to go outside. Just shout Power Extreme. I'm telling you, it's fun. Hey, am I out of power or what? So much power. So much extreminess here. There's a space fight. Crystal kicks some ass after getting punched in the face. You know, for what is probably regarded as like a third-rate, crappy 80s comic, Centurions is pretty good. And I remember liking the first issue, but maybe I don't recall specifically if I was like thoroughly excited about it. But this one's really good. Thankfully, I have issues 3 and 4 so that we, all of us together, can shout Power Extreme while enjoying more Centurions here on 80scomics.com. Power Extreme!